today.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And normally in this spot we talk about passing numbers from last week, but this time it's all about the rushing. 3 times he found the end zone in his last ball game. He is a do-everything quarterback, and you have to expect we'll see him call his own number here as well.
Fields going to throw right away.
Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The numbers for Smith-Schuster in that game last week. 4 catches, 91 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 43. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd.
The Bears, it's 7-3 now on the year, and they've been in a great groove. Winners of 7 of their last 10 now on the year.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Here's Fields. There's Mooney with another catch. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Montgomery back to the ground. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, here's Fields. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Fields.
Hard throw, incomplete.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal.
From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good.
And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
And sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Well, this defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Winston now.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And some room to roam now. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of carries, 115 yards.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line in this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around, find his target, and deliver. He's got to make sure he tells.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Draw play, Fields gives to Montgomery.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now it's Fields.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down. Deontay Hardy deep for New Orleans.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success.
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have answered that early field goal to take a first quarter lead.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Will Lutz on for the point after. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go option to the short side. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Now, we had the fumble last week. Now, here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Winston now after the fumble recovery.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman.
But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They go play action. Winston.
He completes it to Olave.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Jameis to throw it. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Adam Troutman,
his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Fielded just outside the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Fields.
Eluding the pressure right.
And firing a deep ball for Kmet.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. That's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Now Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Now the veteran punter for the Saints, Thomas Morstead, on to punt on 4th down. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bears take over.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the 1st down.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Read option, here's Montgomery.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Fields now to throw. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Montgomery. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This taken in at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the 1st half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2nd down and 8. A shotgun snap, Fields. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. To throw is Fields. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Back to throw, Fields.
They'll set up the screen to Montgomery.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And that's all about recognition right there, because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields.
And that is incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
So here are the Saints to take over. You think back to last week, they dropped that game to the Detroit Lions. Now they're trying to make amends here as they've got the football and the lead. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line.
He'll start with a give to Kamara. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
95 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw caught by Olave.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. And that is incomplete here. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing, Winston. And Thomas has it.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Again, it's Winston.
Got an open man. It's Olave.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. The nice footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On 2nd and goal, Winston, pass incomplete.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
To throw is Winston. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown.
Chris Olave.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints are able to add on to their first half lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. That time, a 9-play drive.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. But the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. On first down, Fields.
He'll find Lazard here over the middle. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On 2nd and inches, Fields. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Buying time to his left.
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
And this is picked up by the Saints. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Jameis now on first down.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. A battle for it, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
The Bears going to get one more possession in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. And it's the Packers who are out in front in the second quarter. Christian Watson, a touchdown reception. From there, we head up to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And they trail the visiting Denver Broncos in that one. Russell Wilson with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And that game's all tied up as they play the visiting LA Rams. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They start the second half with Kamara. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They run it again with Kamara. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Here's Winston. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Winston to give, it's Kamara.
And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Off the play fake, Winston.
Complete to Olave on the out route. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll run straight ahead with Hill.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10.
A give up the gut to Hill. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Winston. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Winston to the sideline here on 4th down, and Will Lutz gets set for a New Orleans field goal try.
From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Fields going to keep it once more.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. On third down, Fields. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Running left, Montgomery.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Off the option, here's Montgomery.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Looking to throw again on second down. Winston.
Winston on target to Olave for the Saints first.
Winston. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White.
Second down, and it's Kamara again.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Here's Winston. Complete. Smith has it.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 28.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
First down, Winston.
That's complete to Troutman, right side. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
From the red zone now, Winston.
Open man is the tight end, Troutman.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10.
Winston now. Escapes the sack. And Winston lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Kamara up the middle. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Peyton Turner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
From the gun, here's Fields. Complete to Mooney on the slant.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now it's Fields.
The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Fields on 1st down. This one swung out to Montgomery. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely. No matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Here's Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Fields
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Montgomery. Pushing his way into the end zone. Touchdown. Just power football there. Down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Riley Patterson now for the extra point.
And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive.
He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's come together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now Winston.
Tries the left side and finds Olave. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Up the middle, it's Hill. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
2nd and 5. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 36. The offense on third down tonight, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They're looking at third and a few inches. A give. This is Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And that 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. Accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And when you break it down, you know, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You know, you just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for New Orleans, it's a win that